And we're live with another great stream brought to you here on the Trojans Esports channel. I'm DSU Doll.
And I'm DSU Iron.
And tonight we have a great match for you all tonight. It'll be DSU taking it against NDSU in what I believe to be the last week in the regular season for CCL. Tonight, CCL Valorant, it's looking like it's going to be a great match. We got a lot of their ranks up on our little notepad here. And just ranks alone, this is going to look like a fire match. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see SDSU last week, as that was also slated to be a pretty good match. We ended up taking that 13-5 on both maps. So currently, DSU is 5-0, and NDSU, our opponents tonight, are 4-1, only dropping to Dickinson. And so it's going to be a pretty fun match. Hopefully tonight we have our maps. We'll be starting off on Ascent with DSU starting on the defense. Then we'll be going to Haven for our second map, where DSU will start on the offense. And if Irod, we go the distance tonight, which I always want to see. However, we haven't seen it at all this semester, as DSU has gone basically undefeated across all maps as well. We'll be finishing out on Bind. And I think it's round differential decides who's on offense and who's on defense.
Gotcha. I'm actually a little excited to see Ascent, especially since they're on defense. Me personally, I feel when I'm on defense, that only gives you a certain amount of rounds to try to gain, because everyone kind of knows Ascent is that defender-sided map. It's very easy to defend on Ascent. So I'm kind of excited to see how DSU is going to do on the attack side, personally.
And that we'll have to wait until the second half of this map. We will be getting into our map tonight. We're starting with DSU on the defense.
KJ, interesting.
By the way, to all viewers out there watching from Twitch, watching from home, we are going to announce something for next weekend, a 36-hour live stream for our convention here on the DSU campus, NanoCon. There'll be fundraising for a charity known as Extra Life. Should come check it out. They will be streaming on YouTube. I know I have a slot during that time from like 1 a.m. until 6 a.m. that Sunday morning, so I'm not going to be sleeping a whole bunch.
Working the grave shift hours out here.
And then I believe, week following on November 9th through the 12th is that NanoCon convention here up at the Dakota Prairie Playhouse here on campus. It's supposedly going to be a great time. We have a ton of people already pre-registered, so come check it out. We all love to see you all there. But getting back to Valorant, DSU locking in the Jet with Flaws. Not too terribly surprised with that, as Flaws has kind of been a very showy player as he came to DSU from SD Mines. Billy on the Omen, he's kind of been flexing onto that controller role more and more. CJ with his great information gathering on Sova makes sense. Zarud and Xeon also locking in characters you definitely expect. But we have basically a mirrored setup on the opposing team.
This is kind of what you kind of see on Ascent. I mean, you always got to have that controller. Always got to have those smokes, especially on defense. KO is always a classic pick with his knife. He can always get information on which site the attacking team is going to come on. KJ can always lock down a site. It's always nice to have one site guaranteed going to have some sort of util to protect in case you make a wrong call out and you're on the wrong site and the other team is quickly moving in on the site that no one else is on. And Sova's obviously got the dart, which can go all around the map and easily pick up intel on rotations and stuff like that.
I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing a fade for at least one of the initiators on either team. Historically, I've always noticed that I really like playing with a fade here on Ascent.
Yeah, I also like to play fade. I've more moved to the Mr. KO.
There you go.
I'm sure it's been like a month since I played the game, so we gotta kind of rebring our game here. Yeah, KO, I've moved to that meta because the knife is just infinitely more useful going
Flaws
through.
with an opening headshot, double headshot to open up these kills.
We see a first round ace. Oh.
NDSU will be taking the site. However, Flaws has put a ton of damage down range. It was kind of a slower start, all things considered. Ooh, Zarude narrowly missing getting headshot by his fellow KO player. Still 4-2 in favor of DSU. Now 4-2 now, I guess. 1 versus 3, KO versus KO, but Xeon will get the last kill. And that will be DSU picking up the first round, the first pistol round here on Ascent.
DSU Flaws coming in strong right there at the beginning with the 2 ghost headshots. It's always nice to see a couple kills picked up right at the beginning. Kind of brings up the morale knowing that the team's kind of got that round secured. Although it can go either way, the other team can still pick it back up. But DSU has been going strong this year, so I wasn't expecting anything less from them.
I mean, Flaws last game doing I think it was SDSU, it might have been Dickinson. I forget which match stats I was looking at. But the dude had like a 55% headshot rate, something nuts like that. And so watching people walk in and just instantly getting dinked in the head, I'm not surprised at all. That just makes complete sense for Flaws.
You could basically just sit behind the corner, flip the coin, and wonder, am I going to get headshotted or not? And that's better intel than just going and guessing if you're about to get headshotted by Flaws.
Who's Zarude going to let the other KO on Snow T make his way out? He's getting a bit aggressive, and he was able to get a couple shots downrange. He ends up retreating back to safety. Billy's going to be the first point of contact as Hal will get the shot off first.
Billy's still a big believer of that stinger, and I'm all here for it.
Oh, but they're going to run off. Instead, making their way towards Xeon. Xeon and CJ here. Zarude's going to be good for 1 on the rotation. They're not going to quite be making it to site before the Odin from CJ is just going to mow them downrange. But Tiger and Hal are going to make their way back onto the site. HP is low, but they've done the damage. Now down to Zarude and Flaws.
With the track record of Flaws, I think something crazy is about to happen here.
There's one, and there's
Beautiful.
2. Both headshots. Unfortunately, Zarude will be the one to fall. Flaws does pick up the Odin and the Sheriff to boot, just to keep that gun in the hands of CJ.
I will say, though, NDSU did do a good job that round. They managed to change sites and managed to actually get on the site. So that's a good round for them, knowing that they're getting closer.
They were also able to take down 4 of the 5 players from DSU, so they're not really going to be taking in any of those half-buy guns, any of the Stingers or Spectres that they had last game. But they won't really need it, as this is the round that NDSU is slated to win. Flaws going to be making first point of contact. He's going to be missing a bit, but making his way to safety before getting pinged up. He's going to barely make it out. Just all the util dumped onto this man, and he makes it out alive. Billy with the first kill. And now NDSU has the site, 1 player down. And DSU's on the offense. Shots are going downrange. CJ with the long range Odin.
CJ Dog's
trying to find someone.
He's really laying down that fire, because even if he doesn't get a kill, that fire's keeping them down under there. They know that all the players are down there, and that secures the round for DSU.
All Billy needed to do was hold down that diffuser. Everyone else was just coming to him, and he had his teammates with that Odin, and Flaws with the Sheriff. I mean, it's a Sheriff, but it's Flaws, so that's still terrifying. And I believe they recently, or are going to be shortly, buffing the Sheriff.
Really?
I think I needed to read the patch note. That's what I forgot to do before coming down here tonight. I knew I was getting something, but I heard something along the lines of they're going to be buffing the headshot damage to where it doesn't have that 145 after 15-meter range.
That's perfect.
It's always a headshot long range.
I've always had some sort of time, especially on Haven when I'm going mid and I'm trying to shoot through the window. I always get that headshot, but it does not kill them because it only goes to 145. So I'll be excited to see how that plays out for all the Sheriff players. Speaking of which, NDSU having a full line of Sheriff for a kind of half buy, half save round here. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do with that.
There's a lot of Sheriff shots we're hearing just across the board in general. But no, it will be good to see. I will say I heard someone complaining that, like, why would you buy the Guardian or the Marshal when you could just buy a Sheriff? And a friend of mine had to point out that you still end up giving up the ADS if you buy the Sheriff. Still, it sure does the damage. Ooh, Flaws dropping to Zad. That'll be a tough way to open up this round. Billy's going to barely make it out of dodge.
It looks like NDSU is securing the site pretty well. Oh, a kill right there with Billy and CJ Dog really securing that site, keeping them from coming in.
Ooh, just the shots. Nowhere for how to hide.
CJ Dog and Billy really keeping that site locked down. That's something that we really like to see. Kind of a little scary there when we saw Flaws kind of kick the bucket there, but CJ Dog and Billy, they just a duo to be reckoned with.
Now, Irod, I got to point something out. Something I'm noticing is all the guns that DSU is buying themselves, not picking up. Like, Xeon currently has a Sheriff, it's not his own, but all of them seem to be having a theme. I want to know, see if you've picked up on that.
Are we talking like just why they're buying the gun, or are we talking skins?
The skins, specifically.
Oh boy.
Flaws getting a little Western with it. Getting aggressive up towards A, but not going to find anyone getting too aggressive up there, so he's going to back his way out. Billy is once again going to be first point of contact for this Jet player. Oh, and he will fall. That'll leave Flaws out in the middle of nowhere here on A. No one really close enough to support him. Jose gave you another hint recently as to what the theme is. Flaws good for one before falling himself. 30 versus 4. Retake now for DSU.
All I can really think about is like OG kind of skins. You got the Mage Punk kind of steampunk one, Oni, which is my personal favorite.
Oni was picked up.
Oh,
I believe. I could be very wrong there, but
listen, it's not a bad skin to have on your Phantom. Everyone's saying
here's your other hint. Here's your other hint.
Yeah. Old Western style.
There you go.
We go.
Oh!
Ooh.
The 4K so
Are we gonna
far
see an
for the
ace?
Jet. Oh.
If you were in a silver lobby.
Come on. They'd be going for it. You go for it there. There's an ace. Unfortunately, it's from NDSU's, but we'd love seeing an ace regardless. Just lined up to the player, and he loses his life in the process.
See, I was thinking there for a second, if this was like a silver lobby, Jet would be saying, hey, let me on my ace. Come on, man. Telling his teammates to kind of stay back so we could get the ace. But he did secure it, and we always like to see when a team gets an ace. It's always a sign of respect showing, yeah, you kind of got us this round.
I guess Billy's gonna break my my claim earlier as his Vandal did not follow suit, but I've just noticed like the Sheriffs that people are buying are the old Western themed ones,
yeah.
and then the Odin as well.
It really is the.
And then even the skin for the Vandal from Mage Punk. Oh, Billy losing his life as he's collapsed upon. Rest of DSU is here for the retake, so it's extremely fast plays from both sides.
CJ Dog securing 2.
There we go. Flaws getting the headshot after whiffing a lot of knives, and he's going to be looking down at the wrong time. Xeon putting down his ultimate and finally going to be getting the kill. I don't know if the ultimate was necessarily the play there. I think the call was out before they knew quite where KO was. But, you know, you did have all 5 of your ultimates, so looking to spend something there.
Yeah. I mean, we are looking at 5-1, so holding on to the ultimate. I mean, probably a better time would have been later on to try to secure. Maybe Xeon was still alive and the NDSU was on a site. That would have been a bit better of a play, but it doesn't hurt, especially when they have so many ultimates and it's 5-1. Can always regain one back.
We still have CJ with the Hunter's Fury, and Zarud has the stopping power with that shutdown ultimate as well. So the DSU definitely not looking too rough here. They're sitting pretty. But another slow start for NDSU. Oh, Snow's going to be dropping so low, but Billy not able to finish off the kill. Normally, Snow would back out here as well, so he's mixing it up a little bit as he's going to be staying up and aggressive, kind of trying to throw DSU off, but the rest of DSU haven't quite found any noise yet. Snow will finally back out to safety, but he's going to allow Zad to get that ground.
I feel like each team is kind of realizing what the strengths and weaknesses are here, and definitely the headshots going around, kind of trying to slowly get that Peacher's advantage.
Xeon and Flaws had pushed out. Oh, Billy, wrong time to be using this util. We dropped down to 40 HP. Zad's just going to be making his way out and around. Be living free. That'll be 2 for Zarud. And then immediately it goes from a 4-3 to a 4 versus 1. They know where Zad is. He cannot escape. It's just a matter of time before he is scouted out. The util is going to be doing its damage.
If we're going for themes, especially with this match, I'd say this round was wrong place, wrong time. Util, and especially seeing Zarud there get the two-piece, wrong placement, wrong time, but good on DSU for securing that round.
Wrong place, wrong time, indeed. We're wondering if NDSU is going to switch up their strategy at all. They've been doing a lot of those slow pushes, and then they'll mix it up randomly with a wild dash into a site. And it looks like they're all going to be kind of piling up towards the A site.
I have noticed that when NDSU does get a bit more aggressive, I feel like they get a little bit more done. I feel like they just leak time a little too much with the slow early pushes. So it kind of leaves them to push some drastic measures in the later half, which gives DSU some time to really become collective about what they need to do.
Oh, and there's the lockdown destroyed. It looks like CJ just had that lined up. They were expecting that KJ lockdown every day of the week.
All that intel, I'm telling you.
The dude's game sense, like you said in the pregame, he is absolutely nuts when it comes to his game knowledge and just awareness of this game.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing him on his laptop. Ooh, Billy with the two-piece. But I see CJ with that laptop. He's always planning out the next best moves for each map.
There we go, Billy with 3. Once again, DSU going to be taking the round. However, I do have to point out that even though NDSU is not able to finish up these matches, if you look at the economy of DSU, they're not doing as comfortable as you'd expect a 7-1 lead to be. You'd expect some people to be maxing out and all that, but everyone's dying. Everyone has to rebuy, and so you're still doing the damage you need to be doing. However, you're running out of time here shortly. DSU is doing a very nice job of holding this defensive side. Hopefully it'll switch up so we have a bit of a spicier game, but this so far has been DSU's story the entire game.
I do feel, and I've had it happen to me before, Econ has definitely screwed over what could have been a win.
Flawless. Was aiming down sights or just walking into the smoke. You were outside of his line of sight. Billy, though, is going to be slowly evening up the score.
NDSU now has claim of an op, so let's see what they can do with that bad boy.
No, both the Operator and the Guardian are both long-range guns, but, I mean, when you're stuck in a smoke bubble like that, Guardian can usually get stuff done a lot faster.
Yeah, Guardian, just faster fire rate. The not scoping in kind of ruins the FOV, the vision, especially if you're gonna push through a smoke like that. So Guardian was just the better play right there.
Billy just waiting for the team to come join. He's good for one. The rest of NDSU will be pushing onto site. Hal's gonna start the plant, but oh, Billy, he's gonna get a couple shots in, but he's gonna end up missing. Xeon pushing in with the Phantom there. It's just Snow with that operator, but he does not have time to plant, and they will pick that gun right back up, right into the hands of Flaws once again. And DSU taking another round.
Billy with the nice three-piece there. He really knows how to get on that site. And I got to say, his game sense is really good. Just watching his blinds go out, getting two people going in, not being worried about what's happening behind him because he has that trust of his teammates, and just really getting some plays out here.
See, yet again, another 5-piece Sheriff buy from NDSU. That seems to be their buy save. Buy save is just go to Sheriffs, which is a pretty good idea. You can usually get at least something done with those Sheriffs. We've seen the damage they're able to do, but it really does suck just being on those buy saves.
I do kind of agree with the whole Sheriff pick here, especially because this is a little bit more higher ranked play, so people are definitely doing more peeks around the corner and peeking back. So something like a Frenzy or an automatic just isn't going to do anything when you can only get one bullet in at a time, whereas the Sheriff can kind of guarantee that one-tap headshot from close range.
Tiger's going to be making their way up a long. Oh, but Xeon's going to have the crossfire there with Zarud. That'll be 2 players down in mid, but this will be Flaws waiting for the peek. He's good for 1. And not going to be good for 2. Swung's going to get the kill, but Billy will clean it up. Once again, dropping the operator, but DSU will pick that gun back up. It's just too expensive to give up.
Going right back to Flaws. They just know.
I mean, CJ and Xeon. CJ's got his Odin. Xeon's got the shotguns. Flaws does the operator.
Flaws is that duelist, so kind of expected, and Flaws with his, let's just say, more than crazy aim, especially with that 55% headshot percentage. It's kind of hard not to give him the operator. He can get them nice picks early game, especially since he's playing an agent that is more aggressive for that.
Now, I will say, I'm not too terribly happy with NDSU's buy right now. This is the second to last round in the half. Granted, they're doing a lot of work with it as I'm saying this, but if they lose this match, they're not going to have a bye going into the last round. So they have 5 people on the site and Spike down, but DSU has the tools to retake this. They have the shutdown from Zarud. They have the lockdown from Xeon.
I will say it is definitely riskier, but I mean, if they can get a foothold here, Xeon using the ults, only this time it's for more than one. Ooh!
And there's 3! They also shut down the one back in main. This has gone from a 3 versus 5 to a 2 versus 1. Jet just barely able to stay out of it. That will be a 1 versus 1. Timer is ticking down. Zarud has to hold this. He's getting it halved, but that'll be NDSU picking up their second round in the half. They will drop the operator, however, not able to get out of dodge.
Listen, pros don't fake, so good on Zarud there. He's keeping that alive.
I mean, he had to stay on it. There's no way for him to give that up, but
the loss of the op isn't really that much of a detriment, seeing as the econ is still there, and this is the final round, so it's not like they're losing 4,000 plus credits and they still have 3 more rounds to go. They are already moving on with this next one, so it's not too bad of a detriment.
NDSU just expecting that Odin buzz there. Do they expect the round 2? Looks like they're able to sneak someone through. And now the rest of them will be pushing in. Xeon. Xeon and CJ will be felled as NDSU will once again take that B site. And we're back on the retake. And
it seems to be a common theme here of NDSU getting on site but not quite being able to defend themselves and get the secured round.
same song, verse 2, but this time Billy and Flaws will both
But it looks
fall.
like it's a little different this time. It seems after enough pushes like that, NDSU has finally found their groove. Too bad it is a little too late as NDSU is now moving over to the defender side.
That will be the half 9-3, and for any of you Valorant players out there, that is a cursed score line.
Uh-oh. But if you don't believe in it, it's not there.
It's not there. Frog would say otherwise. It doesn't exist, but
I solely believe in if you don't think about it, it does not affect you.
Yeah.
It is a mindset. Just like DSU doesn't win pistol rounds, that is a mindset.
I do love that every time they lose a pistol round, DSU doesn't win pistol rounds. But then whenever they win pistol round, never say a thing about it.
Especially when, say the past few matches that they've been winning pistol rounds, they lose one, it's always, nope, they just don't win. They just don't.
They just don't, you know. It's not important. DSU will be advancing onto the A site where 3 players from NDSU will be lying in wait. Expertly moving in. That'll be first kill from Zarud. CJ also picking up 1. Zad will take down Xeon as he tried to move into sight, allowing CJ to plant.
Looks like Billy took a little bit, 2 darts. Billy was not looking a little good there.
And he ends up paying for it as Tiger gets the wallbang headshot. It is a 2 versus 3. However, Flaws is on the backstab. And that'll be 2 headshots for the man.
That was your 55% headshot rating right there for you.
There you go.
That's all you have to reference when it comes to Flaws' aim, is just that 55%.
We're going to reduce Flaws down to a single number.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. 55 right there.
Just 55.
And then as the number goes up or down, the name changes. The person with the most name changes right there.
Jeez.
Mr. 54, Mr. 63.
For as much as we're giving him, Flaws is actually only second on the leaderboard. Xeon's been putting in a lot of work this match, a lot more than kind of expected. He's also been doing it quite quietly, not quite. Flaws. Excuse me, young man.
I will say though, I am impressed with Xeon. He has been taking the more defend the site approach.
What was that? Flaws. 2 shots have been sent from this gun so far. 3, and it's 3 headshots.
Can we go for another? Come on, Claus.
Sad, give it to him.
Come on.
Oh, there it is. But 3 for 3.
Oh,
And there's another headshot. Flaws. But the rest of DSU is out on A. We've been watching this man over here alone, but
Let Flaws ace. Let Flaws ace.
DSU just snuck their way onto A.
Oh, is it gonna?
Come
Oh,
on. 1 shot in the left. 1 shot left.
1 shot.
Oh! Doesn't need it. Flaws with the ace, all of which headshots with the Guardian. The man is on fire.
Mr. 55, more like Mr. 100 with that round. Holy crap.
That was fantastic. This is Flaws. This is Flaws, and he's taken his rightful place up at the top of the leaderboard.
We kind of get to steal that Rocket League line. Instead, we're going to go, this is Valorant. And then it's just Flaws
Valorant.
clips all over.
That was a beautiful round. He's going to give up his Guardian, though, for the Spectre. I'm expecting... Okay, prediction. Faster plays here.
Yes. DSU definitely... I'd say they probably realized NDSU was not doing any fast plays, and so I'm expecting DSU to do the opposite of that. That is what I'm thinking.
And immediately I'm shut down as they rush to grab the orb, but then... there it is. Switching the Guardian to someone who wouldn't have their ultimate up. The Jet Knives. A very nice replacement for that. And now they have slowed down once again. Triggering the alarm bot. Just going to eat the vulnerability. No one getting too aggressive to capitalize that. Flaws is good to go. Waiting for Zad to peek his head around the corner.
I love how we were like, prediction, it's going to be more aggressive, and now we've got both teams on either side of the map. But DSU has been kind of making NDSU eat up some of that util, which is good to see.
It's so quiet. Literally, look how far back NDSU is playing. Finally, DSU is going to get a little aggressive here on A. They're going to be taking the site. Flaws will be the first to fall before Zarude's trading him out. And the rest of DSU will capitalize on all of it, but that was such a slow round. Okay, clip it and ship it. I said fast, and I know someone's going to be calling me out for it.
Yeah. Now this round's theme is never let them expect your next move. Just go completely slow to fast now.
Zarude also popping in to take them out, but Swung's going to get a quick kill onto both Billy and Zarude. Oh, Swung with a nasty headshot as well.
But a nice trade there by DSU CJ Dog.
Gonna pick up the Odin. And it's match point for our first map here.
Frog fan 9-3 curse does not exist. I guarantee you every single person in that room was not thinking of 9-3.
You know Frog's gonna be married. I didn't know about this until like a week ago.
I think I kind of heard of it. I was hearing all the jokes about DSU Frog fans' #1 fan, and now it seems to have come true. No one else can surpass Frog fans' now wife. As much as I would like to claim that crown of being #1 fan for Frog fan.
The #1 Frog fan. Okay, I just want to point out, we didn't get to see it, but Xeon's just wallbang kill with the Odin immediately.
Xeon's kind of like that silent assassin this match. He's on top of the leaderboard. He's using util very aggressively, which I don't know how to feel about it when you're playing KJ, but at the same time, I kind of like it.
Oh, Xeon almost took down Swunk. Fortunately for him, CJ is here in mid. He's going to end up following to Snow, but Snow is the only one left in this match. It's going to take a small miracle, but that'll be it. Xeon with 3, going to be taking this first map, 13-3 DSU.
DSU has been unstoppable this season, and not really much to expect when last season they were also just as unstoppable. But I'd say that this season has been full of surprises, especially with newcomers like Flaws coming in, kind of really taking on the battlefield as their duelist. I am really liking what I'm seeing with Flaws and what he's bringing to the team.
The dude is just a walking highlight reel. What can I say? It's kind of weird seeing Billy at the bottom of the scoreboard too, all things considered. But
I'd say Billy's kind of still got that consistency. He's kind of like Zarude. He's got the knowledge. He has the consistency, and when he needs to pull his weight, he's doing it.
But that will be our first map of this best of 3. I want to see our last map. I'm going to say it every single match. I always want to see our third map, but we will be going to Haven next. I remember these things, I swear.
And they've been really sheriff happy, so let's see if we see a bunch more of those. 145 headshot. What can you do?
Just gone. But
did you hear about the new gun leak?
I have not.
You have not? No?
There's a new gun? I know about the new agent. I don't know about the new gun.
Apparently there has been leaks that there is tests for a new gun. I do not remember specifically what the gun is called, but it looks like a pump action shotgun, but it has a scope on it. So they're kind of pulling a Modern Warfare 2019 custom class here with a long range shotgun. I don't know if it's going to secure its place, especially since it looks like it's trying to be kind of on par with a Marshall or a Guardian. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I have not heard anything about that. We're going to send it to a quick break, by the way, as the teams take 5 minutes, quickly calm down and reset after that last map. And I'm going to do some research now, ladies and gentlemen. So we will be right back with more Valorant here on the Trojans Esports channel. Stick around. We got Haven coming up next. We'll see you then. And welcome back, everyone, to CCL Valorant here on the Trojans Esports channel. I'm DSU Doll, joined by DSU iRod, and we did a little research. It was only like 2 minutes, but we did a little research. Tell me about the Outlaw.
Yes, so the Outlaw is looking to be kind of an in-between between the Marshal and the Operator. You've got the more cheap Marshal, can do really good damage long range, whereas you have the Operator, which is the high price point but high damage powerhouse. The Outlaw is looking like a shotgun with a scope, so I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be that mid-range, maybe hit fire. You can do some shotgun plays while also being able to secure some more mid-range ground with the scope. That's what I'm hoping for.
Like you either shoot a slug or you get the pellets. I don't know how that would all work in game, but
maybe if you aim in, the pellets kind of get a tighter spread as you shoot.
That'd be weird.
Maybe it'll be like a right click, left click type thing, especially with the what is the one shotgun where right click kind of closes the spread. Bucky. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
But enough about this new gun. We also have a new character that I've been waiting for a moment to talk about, named ISO. He'll be out shortly, and he's looking spicy. But we'll be getting into Haven for our second match here. We'll be seeing Billy hovering the Omen again. Xeon on the Viper. Hello?
Xeon, show me something with Viper. Viper's always got something up their sleeve. Viper players, I have a friend who's a Viper player, always has something up their sleeve.
I love Viper players, but usually it's Billy who ends up locking in the Viper. And so it's interesting to see Xeon. Zarude, once again, Mr. Consistent himself, going to be flexing onto the Sentinel role, allowing Xeon to kind of switch around. This is a very standard team for NDSU. The Breach is a fun one to see. I don't know.
Did we get
The timer has...
Oh.
Okay.
Did we get a disconnect?
I don't know what has happened to Flaws, but
Ruh-roh.
we will be getting back into it shortly.
Spam of GGs.
I think this is a joke, but
So here we go.
couldn't lock in according to CJ.
Oh,
so
no.
Minor technical difficulties, everyone. We'll be getting into Haven shortly. But I guess now's the time, since I was just complaining about it, to talk about this new agent, ISO. Have you seen what this guy can do?
All I know is, hey, want to do a 1v1? Okay, I'm forcing you into it.
That is his ultimate. It's called Kill Contract, where I don't know if it's like a lock on or if it's the first person you see or something like that, but you summon another player, usually, I'm suspecting an enemy. It'd be weird to do it with an ally, but you summon an enemy player into this 1v1 arena where it's only you two.
Yeah.
I don't know if it like keeps you in the same like location, like map-wise, or like how that would interact if like you do it on, say, a site on Haven, and you finish it, but you're standing like in the box in the center of sight, or if it like places you down where you were beforehand. I don't know how that works, but
see, I think the way I kind of see it is maybe they'll do it where you kind of teleport to an arena, and then whoever finishes ends up doing like an Omen TP kind of back to the position that they were when they were done. But in a way, I don't know how that would kind of work, because imagine you're just doing a 1v1, you finish the 1v1 and you teleport back and you just got 3 guns pointing right at you.
You know exactly where. I don't know. Maybe you get to pick where you go, or maybe you get like a Reyna invuln. We'll see when the character launches, everyone. But yeah, it's a really interesting ultimate that is just an instant 1 versus 1. Then his E ability, or I believe this is the free ability that you get every round, is called Double Tap, where when you kill someone, there is now an orb above their head that is there for a short period of time, just a couple seconds. But if you flick from where you kill them up to the orb, you get 1 instance of no damage. So whether that's a random classic shot, or if it's a showstopper from Raze, it is 1 instance of you take no damage.
So it's kind of like what Reyna players wish they could have once they're done killing an enemy.
A little bit. It's unfortunately only one instance. So someone's spraying you, the first bullet's going to be negated, which in a game as fast as Valorant, that is a big deal. But I think it's mainly meant to, like, you tank a Hunter's Fury, you tank a operator shot or something like that.
I think that would be really good for moments where you're like a few seconds away from defusing and Raze is coming in kind of like, hey, I'm about to go get you with this. And you just tank the shot and you win the round.
Unfortunately, you have to get the kill first. So it's like an easy get the kill and back out. Very similar to Rain. This is a duelist, by the way.
I was thinking like maybe if it was like a 2v1 scenario and ISO was the one that has to go against the other two. They get the kill, they back up, they go to the bomb and they start defusing, and then maybe Raze is like, are they gonna fake it, are they gonna not? And then they're like, hey, screw it, let's try and ult it. And then they completely tank the shot. Looking like Sky across the board here though. Or not Sky, sorry, Jets.
Jets, absolutely.
Both of us, Sky rhymes with what Jet's abilities are, which is running around across the sky, dashing around.
But then ISO's Q is known as undercut, which you basically throw a thunderbolt is how they described it. Similar to Paranoia, where it'll go through walls and it applies fragile. Wow, I'm mixing up words. English is difficult, everyone. Which that's very interesting. It's like a fragile Paranoia. So initiating onto site, just applying that extra damage, winning you that 1v1 if you just get a body shot.
Is fragile a new debuff or is that still a thing?
That's what the alarm bot applies and Viper's mollies.
Gotcha. I thought that was more like a broken, like your shield is broken, so you're kind of subjective to more damage and the shield isn't doing much for you.
Nope, it's just you take extra damage. I think it's double damage actually, so you get shredded. And then just to finish out, as DSU is going to be attacking onto the B side for this first pistol round, his C ability is called Contingency, where you basically place a harbor-esque wall that is also a shield. So it's like if his Cove and his Cascade were put into one. You cannot stop it.
Can't stop it, can't shoot through it from what I hear.
But it is a movable wall.
It's looking like NDSU is doing a fantastic job defending first round here.
That's okay, we don't need pistol rounds, but
DSU doesn't win pistol rounds, it's okay.
we don't win pistol rounds, but
they may have won a bunch last map that we played, but it doesn't matter anymore. They just don't win it. That's our excuse, it's okay.
It just doesn't happen. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Crazy? I was crazy once.
No, I'm cutting that off right away. But DSU will be losing that first pistol round. Looks like they're going to be full saving. Pretty much everyone going to be able to buy next round. Flaw's going to be upgrading to the Sheriff, looking to do some work with that gun.
And he's the only one that gets revealed there.
Of course.
The powerhouse is the one revealed. They know who's coming. Which, honestly, I'd be terrified if I saw that the jet outline was coming towards me.
Mr. 55 himself.
It's Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 55.
Oh, my lord. Flaws is gonna be riding that high for a while, but DSU is gonna be slowly encroaching on the A site. Ooh. Flaws gonna be dashing in, but everyone's just gonna be ripped apart as no one is getting a kill on DSU's side. Everyone will fall, and that'll be a flawless bonus round for NDSU. It's a good thing they saved pretty much everything, not trying to force the issue, but because now they can buy up to the Vandals, to the Phantoms, full shields.
See, I know I wasn't expecting much with a classic, but I really do not know how to feel about that dash on the site, especially with very little intel just going in there, especially when you're the one with the higher damage weapon, able to do a bit more than the classic. I don't really know how to feel about that play by Flaws right there.
If he was the one with the classic and it wasn't a Sheriff, I would be okay with it.
Yes.
Just running in with that hand cannon, you're expecting to die. You're jumping in to get information, but by expecting to die like that and you bringing the better gun in, it's almost like a waste. But anyway, DSU will be on the attack once again. They have the guns this time. Tiger's going to be lit up. His health is dropped to only about 30 HP left.
I've been noticing that Billy has just really been dinging Tiger. It almost makes it feel like there's some sort of feud right there. Even if there really isn't, it's just Billy's really been ticking at Tiger there with HP.
I mean, we can see if he's the one. If DSU wins, supposedly we're gonna do a post-match interview with a player, and if it's Billy, we can ask him. Yeah. Hey, do you have a problem with Tiger or something?
You got a problem with this person?
NDSU will be on the defense as Xeon gets lit up, revealed by that wire.
I just know if we do that interview, if Flaws comes in, Mr. 55, let me ask you some questions.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. 55. But DSU will be on the defense now as the spike has been planted. NDSU is going to be executing in. Flaws, good for 2. He will dash to safety, but he will fall to snow before Zarud cleans it up, and that'll be the first round on DSU's side for this map.
It looks like DSU kind of was just struggling there with the lack of econ, but once they got the guns coming in, they were rolling. It's looking like they might be picking it back up. But I do got to say, it's a good job on NDSU for the first 2 rounds. It really looks like they were doing a lot better job defending their site compared to last map.
Starting on the defense, you can just get that momentum moving so much easier. I'm expecting some better score lines out of NDSU. However, now DSU has those guns in hand. We'll see if that narrative changes. One thing NDSU did really great that last round is they were able to kill at least 2 people. So 2 people from DSU had to rebuy into these Vandals and Phantoms to the point where one of us was not able to buy all the way up to heavy shields. And I believe we actually have a couple people who are just saving their shields, not like refueling them. So I think we had CJ was on only 33 HP. It's better than light, but I mean, you would have liked to maybe see that extra HP, especially since you're going to be walking into some of the bigger guns of NDSU. But
it's kind of one of those money things. It's like, do you want to spend $1,000 or 500 or 1,000 credits, 500 credits to get a little bit back, or do you want to save that and kind of rely on your 33 shield that you have? In the end, econ can be a bit more important than some shield, especially when you got people head dinking. That shield really doesn't matter, but econ next round could really save you.
DSU will be exploding onto site. Everyone going to be backing off from NDSU. And that will be the post plant. All 10 players still alive in this match. Looking pretty healthy as well. Just waiting for someone to stick their head out a little too aggressive.
You notice the keychain there for Flaws, W key?
What now?
The W key keychain there that was on his Vandal.
Oh.
That just perfectly encapsulates kind of the vibes that Flaws gets. He's coming in, he's going to W key you. But a fantastic job by DSU there, kind of locking down the site. Looks like it got a little bit of a stalemate there, and DSU not quite knowing how to push onto that site, but DSU really secured the round there.
Now, is that a W meaning that he's just going to keep coming at you, just keep moving forward? Or is that a W because he is Flaws and he's expecting a dub?
He's expecting a W. I think based on what we have going on here, he's definitely been kind of careful, but especially this map, he's been definitely W keying it a bit more aggressive than last match.
We're seeing that classic 5 sheriff buy from NDSU. Zazna getting super aggressive and end up netting himself 1 at the very least. Now going to make his way out as the rest of NDSU is going to be getting super aggressive out B. It's a 4 versus 4, but we have so much snow is going to end up getting a kill before backing off. Once again, they're just looking the wrong directions. These
and
sheriff
it's Tiger
one
shooting Billy. There's definitely a beef there. I can see it.
And what was a 4 versus 4 is now a 4 versus 2. Zarud and Flaws. Only ones left for DSU just watching the wrong angles. Waiting for someone to reaggress.
This is definitely the map where you don't want to be. You want to be careful, but it's such a big map that time is really of the essence. Especially if you want to try to switch off of site, you got to make sure you have that time for that. So playing a bit slowly. I don't know what Flaws is going to do here, and
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a save here, seeing as they have 2 guns that they'll be bringing in. They're not going to be looking too pretty on the econ, but losing another gun like that, Zarude really doesn't have the time to plant. And if they end up losing another gun, it's just going to be adding insult to injury. He's going to get another. Okay, maybe this was okay.
see, that's kind of what I meant right there. Flaws and Zarude, they were playing it a bit slow. I feel like if they would have been a little bit more aggressive, it really gave defense the time to kind of just sit and really plan out what they wanted to do on defense there. Whereas if they would have kind of pushed in, they had 4 people they had to kill on top of trying to plant bomb. I feel like if they were a bit more aggressive, especially with the consistency that Zarude just showed off for us, I feel like maybe that could have been a round for DSU, but good on NDSU for securing that round.
They'll be getting them the lead once again, 3-2. DSU on the back. Excuse me, Flaw. I'm never switching off this camera. I'm gonna press this button and just switch to Flaws all the time. Because the man's headshots. The man's headshots. However, I do want to switch away now because we have a cheeky Cypher backing up here.
Silly little Cypher.
Let's see if Billy's able to suss out this sneaky Cypher. He's end up getting it, but the shots are going to be going a bit wide. Over the rest of DSU will be pushing on. Flaws getting aggressive. They know Cypher's back here, but they can't really afford to dedicate too many resources towards him. Wow, English is difficult. And he will be taking down Billy. Now that the plant has been secured, and everyone going to back out down long for this retake, able to clean up the Cypher. However, oh no, the rolling thunder. Everyone's going to be launched off of Flaws, just one-tabbing everyone as they had that fragile from the alarm bot.
This is not Valorant, this is Flaws' game right now. He is going off these past few matches, and we are here to witness it.
Yeah, that's the fragile in effect. I mean, sure he was stunned and sure he was shooting slower, but one bullet was all he needed due to that status effect. And so having ISO just be able to throw that like a paranoia, if you know someone's like in a position, just you're fragile now, yikes, that'll be a lot to deal with.
I'm actually very curious, especially since Flaws is the duelist type. I'm kind of curious as to what his thoughts on ISO, the agent, is going to be. So I am very curious to ask him at the end, whether it's in DMs or if we get to interview him or not.
Yeah, I mean, whoever we end up interviewing,
it would be very interesting. There's definitely some differing opinions that I've heard from everyone on this ISO agent.
No, there's a reason that some of the devs have been calling him the Juggernaut. We got 2 people, Tiger, Cypher here on the flank. Be good for one, but Zad on the aggression. Gonna end up falling once again.
I completely forgot that we had a Sky in this match. I've seen very little dogs or birds, so that was like the first time that I've seen a dog go off so far.
It's just Billy left, but Zad for
with the ace.
What is with these Jet aces? He's gonna get the defuse as well.
Battle of the duelists.
The man just won that round for NDSU, as really that hold was very, very strong from DSU. They had the lineups, they had everything good to go, but Zad walking in with those jet knives, going to just clean house for NDSU. But Flaws, our man, has his knives of his own. So he's able to save his money only buying that shorty, only buying that shotgun.
I really wonder if Flaws is going to turn around and be like, hey, you might have had that jet, but I'm the jet here.
Snow, what was that? Just getting the dig through the wall, taking down Zarude. It's quite rude of you. I think that was a pun we made during the Dickinson match.
Zarude, so rude.
Billy for 2. pull a lot of aggression over towards A. However, the spike will be actually rotating
To C.
out. And yeah, the call is there. Run back to C, but Haven is such a long rotation of a map that spike will be planted.
Yeah.
And that'll be kind of that.
And it looks like they're all three kind of getting aggressive, pushing on that site by NDSU.
Flaws for one on the retake. Knives gonna go wide, and Billy will secure it. So that'll be an excellent take and hold from DSU. Just getting the aggression, getting the 2 kills onto Abe, and immediately saying, whoa, 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 whoa. That means everyone's gonna be rotating over here. Let's back out. You know, I got the teleport. It'll be easy money. You know, just get aggressive on C.
I'm actually really liking here that Billy, he's still got his own little highlight reel. He's showing his consistency with the 3 pieces. Flaws may have all the shine, but Billy's really showing off that he knows what he's doing here, and he's really supporting the team with his 3 pieces here and there.
Look, Flaws is excellent.
Yes.
But the man only peaked Immortal 3. Billy has gotten to Radiant.
Listen, I saw his Twitter. He had a whole, actually right here in the corner here, he had a whole frenzy ace as the team was rotating. That man can be insane sometimes.
Never count Billy out. But yeah, our resident Radiant player doing work as usual. Flaws is going to get a little aggressive, however, on the C site. End up taking a bit of damage and not doing a whole lot in return. And then it's right back to silence. Cut noise, cut all presence as the rest of the team gets aggressive elsewhere. 3, now 4 players over on the A side. Looks like that's where NDSU
Just any
thinks
silence.
they're going to be.
Just any silence happens. Just start playing some of our own creative music while waiting.
Nope, I can't do that.
I've noticed there is still someone over on C site.
Well, they've done that that rotation before. That it wouldn't be surprising if they do it again.
Zarud was not quite able to pick out a person to get there, and CJ Dog was able to get one.
Finally, Billy's able to secure the site.
Billy?
However, hello?
Huh?
There we go. Okay. I tried switching to Xeon as soon as he got that kill, and it didn't like that. Billy's able to get, or I think Xeon was able to clean up the kill on B. So now it is a 2 versus 1 retake. It is only going to be Tiger left. He's expecting Xeon to get aggressive, but Xeon's going to actually be taking it back to site. Now it looks like it's a Sheriff versus a Vandal and Phantom. We've seen what this team can do with that gun, but this is a bad place to be in. Billy going to be getting the back of the head shot.
A nice C right there, 3-piece. The consistency is there when it comes to Billy.
And he's really showing it off here on Haven. I mean, the dude's
yeah.
11 and 6.
He's back on top. That's the Billy we like to see.
You know, Zad's not doing too bad either. I'm surprised he was not the duelist from in our last map. He seems to be fitting into that role quite well, and it's keeping the match competitive. I mean, already 4-5 on the first half. They're already doing better than they did on Ascent.
I do actually prefer these types of matches, the close ones. Even when I'm playing it, sure, it may seem frustrating. It's a back and forth, but it really keeps the match interesting and anything can go.
Xeon's just going to snake his way into a long. He's going to sneak all the way around Zad as the rest of DSU is going to get a kill over towards B, and they as well are just going to slither their way into the garage area. Unfortunately, Flaws will fall. The Cypher player seems to be that Flaws' bane, but Zerud will also fall. Billy now sees the player. They have the C site, but they're going to be backing out as they are expecting the rotate over. Oh yeah, everyone from
NDSU is moving over.
So unless Xion gets spotted out and Zad has the read, yeah, they were all playing for retake, and now they have no idea what the noise is. There's nothing they can hear.
30 seconds left.
And so with 30 seconds left, this is going to look like...
It looks like the breach is just now realizing, as getting on site, that there's no one here on C. We better book it back. And we got the plant.
Xion going to be dropping down the Viper's Pit. The first one we've seen in this match, and in a very dangerous spot too. You're going to be eating so much damage. However, it's the wrong time to pull out util, as Snow will get the kill. CJ's able to clean it up. However, the damage has been done, and that'll be... Oh, CJ!
Dog getting his own little highlight reel here.
Swunk's going to be dropping in, and CJ lining up for another. He's going to get the kill onto Billy. It's only CJ left, but he doesn't have the time, or at least CJ doesn't think he does.
Nope.
And no, the bomb will go off. Swunk is not able to get the defuse, and that'll be a 6-4, 2 rounds left in this half, everybody.
And that right there is just the mind and mentality of CJ Dog. He has it down to a pixel, or maybe even just a bit of audio, knowing that the NDSU just does not have that time to do the defuse.
And I have the visual. I know the visual cue of you no longer have time to defuse. I know what that looks like. Every Valorant player knows what that looks like.
But the
However,
sound.
CJ's had the noise. He's like, oh, that's beeping way too fast. There's no way they can defuse. I'm out of here.
That's yelling at me a bit too much. I should probably save my gun.
And he doesn't need to get aggressive where he doesn't need to be. Billy going to be taking down the Cypher, who was getting aggressive over on C-Long. Right as the rest of DSU seem to be opening fire over on A main. Billy again going to be clearing up the C site. The dude... hoping he gets too aggressive. Not quite flashing
His arch
up
nemesis
Tiger.
coming around to stop him.
Flaws is here. It's just Tigers. The Root's going to get the kill. That'll be a very fast and very clean round from DSU. Last round in the half, 4-7. The best they can hope for is a 4-5 NDSU, but... or a 7-5. Wow! It has been a long weekend, let me tell you that.
Well, luckily for NDSU here, they are going to be able to do a full buy, so a 5-7 is looking a bit more likely here, but it does look like DSU is kind of getting into that rhythm and really starting to take down NDSU here.
Flaws going to be buying the operator, but not going to be picking it up immediately. I think he was waiting for that Cypher cam to pop down.
I've noticed that Cyphers have just been really aggressive on trying to sneak around you. That's just how it's been the last few matches I've played personally.
And Sneaky Cypher is a class of their own. If you can get that Cypher tech down, then end up like getting good with like your movement and your audio. I mean, Cyphers can be really scary, people.
Didn't I hear something about them either getting like a buff or something? I saw it in the Discord and the Valorant chat that they were really talking about something with Cypher, and I thought it was some good changes from what I was hearing.
I personally don't remember. I kind of am dropping the ball in terms of Valorant this year, as I'm not actually playing it as nearly as much as I usually do. But
if it wasn't for Valorant being such a big community, especially here at DSU, I probably would not hear half is happening with the game anymore.
Now the rest of DSU is going to be taken apart here on the C site. They have Spike down. It's just Cypher and Jet versus CJ. And this is a very tough position to be, especially after the Cyberlink is going to reveal their location. CJ will fall.
NDSU kind of securing that 5-7 right there. That's the best that they could hope for out of that.
I guess a buff that I do remember seeing for Cypher is that if you die before your ult like pings, it will still ping. Once you throw your hat, it will ping.
Ooh.
So the moments where like you throw it and then immediately die and you waste your ultimate are no longer going to happen. But
I feel like that's a bit of a fair change. I always find it a little unfair that some of the agents, they become completely useless when it comes to their util because they can just die and lose it while they're using it, and now they gotta save up how many pips just to get it back.
And especially since it didn't fire, like you threw the hat, we had that timer, so I don't know. DSU going to be on the defense, and they're going to be getting very aggressive out A. 3 players here on this site, the other 2 sitting closer towards C, and that looks to be where the action is. So Rude's going to be finding a lot of players.
Something I am a little bit interested is they are playing Sky as initiator here. I personally think that Fade does a little bit of a better job as long as you understand where to throw her eye. She definitely clears a lot of area.
Pinch just collapsing onto Zarud there. Oh, Billy not quite able to get the flick on. I mean, if anyone was going to be in this position, I'd want it to be Flaws. However, he's going to dash into that shot of Swunk, but he's able to get that headshot. 2 bullets left, 1 bullet left. He's going to have to reload. And he's not going to be able to get the kill onto Snow before losing his life. And that will be the first pistol round.
DSU, no pistol.
They don't need a pistol. They
No
don't
pistol.
need pistol.
No. Pistol round is now kind of just becoming that Flaw showcase with the Sheriff. That's what I've been seeing.
Maybe DSU should just take a page out of NDSU's book and only buy the Sheriff here on these save rounds.
True.
I mean, it seems to work pretty well across the board. I know, I can't remember who said it, but it was like just buy Sheriffs and something weird will happen. And we've seen the skill that these players can have with that gun.
It does look like we're seeing 3 Bulldogs by NDSU. I am very curious to see what they are going to do with that.
Oh, Billy not quite able to get anything. Neither will Flaws. It's just CJ here on site. He's going to lose his life as well. But we do have Zarud and Xeon on the flank. We're able to get one. No Flawless. Able to take those guns out of NDSU's hands, but there will be needing a small miracle if they want any chance in this, and Snow will deny them that.
I do just want to say, beginning of the round there, is it Zad?
Zad,
Zad's the name?
The Jet.
Zad, I just want to say, I'm a huge fan of your work right there. Normally, when I'm going down kind of the L tunnel there over on A, I go onto the left side and I hide my gun barrel. No one anticipates that. They always look to the right and they shoot at the right. And if you're looking,
Hey, there's a mic there.
yeah, there's a mic there. If you're looking in the corner, your hitbox just barely is out of reach for any wall bangs. So people will shoot there and think you're not there when you really are. And Zad right there was checking it, and I've just never seen someone do that. So good on him for that. Because that normally can lead to 1 or 2 of your teammates dying because they could not check that corner for the life of them.
That'll be Flaws getting the first kill this round, followed by Tiger on to Billy. Yet again, that
Tiger and
rivalry.
Billy rivalry.
If this isn't a thing yet, it is now. I'm just, after this map, they have to have something between them.
Add each other on Discord, change their names to Nemesis 1, Nemesis 2.
Billy's nemesis.
The next
Tiger's
stream
nemesis.
the next time that they play against NDSU and Tiger and Billy are there, the stream is just called Return of the Nemesis.
Oh my lord. But the plant will be going on to B. DSU going to be slowly making their way over here, waiting out that owl drone. Fortunately, I believe CJ was pinged up a little bit, so it's going to be slowing down a little bit more. And they're going to be collapsing onto Xeon and Zarud, so that side retake is just decimated before it even got going. Took a little bit too much time.
Snow is having a blast with Breach's util here. I am noticing some really good... Okay.
But
that was not what I was anticipating. But what I am not anticipating is just how well Snow is playing Breach on this map. I am seeing some very beautiful util right there. Really pushing DSU off of Link right there.
It's causing so many problems, and I think one of the biggest things is you don't see a whole lot of breaches in general. CJ will also lose his life to Tiger. Flaws will pick him up, however.
NDSU is now in the lead.
Once again, they take the lead. However, DSU, that was also their bye round, and we will be seeing a timeout from DSU Lave. That was the round that they needed to win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they end up giving it up a little bit too much, and they're just giving all that credit over towards NDSU. If you lose the pistol, you're expected to win third round, so when you lose it, you end up giving away a lot of momentum.
I will say as well, especially once the bomb went off, CJ Dog dying there, them securing kills even after the round was over, just kind of a detriment for DSU, especially when it comes to econ.
A little bit, but this is where DSU Leif is kind of their necessary coach. He does a great job of, hey, you guys just lost, but here's the game plan, okay? He always has something in his back pocket for situations like this. So I'm very excited to see what DSU is able to pull out. However, unfortunately, we're going to have to start out on this save round. I'm expecting if they pull something out and it's like everyone's buying Stingers, then
listen, Stinger was the play when it was buffed, and I loved it. I still see Billy rocking Stinger here and there.
Okay, we're seeing a Flaws buy up. We're seeing a couple Sheriffs.
Which honestly,
or I guess Flaws, this is a hero rifle. He brought that in.
Yeah.
So.
Which might be a plus for Flaws, especially if he can use his 55% headshot to his advantage here. That could secure DSU something good here.
Mr. 55.
Mr. 55, what are you going to do for me?
Apparently go on the flank along with two other players from DSU, as the rest of NDSU is going to be taking A site pretty much for free, as there is no resistance for anyone. Xeon's going to get the first kill. However, they will be spotted out on the flanks. He just does a lot of damage, but they don't expect the future players to be on the flank as well. It is a 2 versus 2 Flaws. Hello? Once again, I'm failing to do my one job of just watch this man's cam.
DSU Flaws, see right there, he got himself, I mean, Billy was able to also secure himself a Vandal, but Flaws kind of getting that two-piece. It's kind of what we were expecting here, him bringing a Vandal into the save round. That's just what they needed to tie it up 8-8.
And that will be their, supposedly their save round, and they did that mostly with Sheriffs and Classics, so they're able to buy into this very comfortably. The only person who's not really going to be able to get everything he wants is Xeon, but I was going to say Flaws and Billy both have the money to spare to buy that man a Vandal. So
I want to know what Lay said to them, because something switched up here.
I don't know. I think Leif just whispers sweet nothings into their ear at any given time, and really gets them going.
Listen, this may not be CSGO or CS2, but I think I know a thing or two about Valorant. So here's what you need to do.
You know, supposedly he knows a thing or two. We ended up winning CCL last year, in large part thanks to Leif. Ooh. CJ with a clean headshot onto Snow. Now the dog will get shut down.
DSU getting some nice picks here, not allowing them to get onto sites.
And it's just trades. CJ and Billy have just been...
Ooh, Billy.
Tiger is 1 HP.
Come on, Billy. Right there.
2 HP and a dream. And Xeon will be the one to clean it up.
Now that was kind of entertaining to see. Billy pixel perfect right on his shoulder, not able to secure it. If he would have killed him right there, it would have confirmed this kind of nemesis arc here.
Xeon, where did that land? Oh, I gotta learn that one.
I don't even see where.
Okay, and Swunk will be on. Will be calling a timeout as well. So
maybe Swank's pulling a page out of Leif J's book. Let's whisper some sweet nothing.
Oh my! Just to point it out to you, it landed right there in front of a short. So
oh my!
You're able, instead of like having to run all the way on to a short, you're able to toss it and then get set up on B. That is very smart, Xeon. I need to learn more Viper lineups. However, I will say when I do play this game, I end up playing Harbor a lot more recently, but
I'm always a Fade player first and foremost, although Sky, I've been learning a lot more with Sky and really appreciating what Sky can provide that Fade cannot. But Fade can be my ride or die.
if longtime viewers of the stream know, I am a Viper simp through and through. I love Viper. However, recently Harbor has been calling my name. So I always wish we see those two characters. We see a lot more Viper than we see Harbor. Really you only see Harbor on Pearl, and I don't believe that's actually in the rotation right now, unfortunately. But
I mean, Harbor does have the flexibility of his wall, but Viper's just been in the game for so long, so many different things that you can do that Harbor just hasn't, people haven't been taught Harbor yet. Flaws, you gotta let us know when you're gonna pop off so we can switch over to you.
No, once again, I'm failing miserably at my job. I'm just gonna watch his camp. Unfortunately, there's nothing happening over there, so I'm not going to. However, the spike is still sitting out in the spawn. It looks like Omen's gonna be picking that up for NDSU, just waiting. Swank's just gonna be eating a Sky Flash. All's quiet now. After that first initial kill, Swunk will be getting the kill onto Zarud, however. That push will just be shut down. There was a little bit of ground made, but DSU did a great job of shutting everyone down.
It does look like NDSU is probably getting pushed into more of a C plant here.
Xeon not able to safely get that kill there. He will lose his life. Zad not able to get a kill with the knives either, but Billy will pay for it. Oh, CJ.
Swunk noticed that. And now we've got Mr. Flaws with the op. Let's see what he's going to do here.
And he's going to get pinged again.
That's perfect. Peek out so he can shoot you. Oh.
Okay.
Is this Call of Duty?
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if we continue to see him using that operator. He's not the best retake gun there. He will pick up a Guardian,
Which, honestly, with the headshot track that he's got, I'm for it. But he's kind of got to get going.
and he's not gonna check that corner. Swung with a 4.
NDSU is really showing that they want this third map. They want this victory.
They don't pick up the operator. Interesting play.
What happened?
Unsure. There are a couple question marks.
Games was black and ooh.
Oh, hello. Are we gonna see another match timer? Okay, I think we're all good. Riot, fix your game.
Listen, it's one of Riot's little surprises to make the game more interesting.
Surprise tool to help us later. DSU not gonna be having the greatest of buy this round. However, they will be popping the jet knives. Oh, Tiger will fall to Flaws, so at least the knives are able to do something. They're gonna continue to be aggressive. And once again, a little bit of action at the very beginning, and the noise is cut.
All I can think about, now that there's like silence and you get some time to just watch, the animations for the knives look really sick.
Oh, they always do. They've been beautiful since day one.
I personally cannot rock the knives. I just can't hit anything for the life of me.
I am trying to become... Oh, another headshot. Another headshot.
Boss, get another one. What are we... Backing off, honestly, with getting a little bit of health taken away. Kind of the proper play here.
Yeah.
He got a pick, which means he's showing some aggressive here on A, kind of forcing NDSU to move to a new site.
And they're still drawing someone over that way. Billy is also ready and waiting for someone to aggress onto B. Just waiting for that alarm bot to trigger. Oh, the Sheriff fanning the hammer, not going to net too terribly much.
Oh,
There we go. Zaru's going to be picking up the last kill, but
it looks like Billy did end up getting at least one kill, showing this town isn't big enough for the both of us. Listen, if we're going to go Western theme, we might as well say it. Time to
I'm going to be
draw.
honest. I'm ready for pretty much anything my co-caster says. I was not ready for that.
All right, makes sense. Time to draw. It ain't big enough for the both of us, son.
I mean, this is the wrong game, but it's honey. Gosh, I haven't played Overwatch in forever.
Now I'm half yeah, I haven't played. I played the beta of Overwatch 2 in quotation marks. And honestly, I mean, I like kind of like the visual upgrade. I don't know how to feel about the 5v5, but that's Overwatch. We gotta stay in Valorant. Otherwise, Riot might get angry at us if we're talking about a different game.
Hey, I mean, they're keeping the game competitive. We have a 9-10 scoreline. DSU just barely able to keep up that lead. CJ will take down one of Cypher's wires. Not able to get that information going. However, the camera is still there. And they're just poking and prodding for any piece of information DSU gives them.
Looks like we're not really picking up much there.
Shots fired, but
Oh, maybe we are. I open my mouth and something different happens.
welcome to casting, my friend. Welcome to casting.
I'm sorry, DSU. I'm cursing. I'm cursing us.
So you see, the best thing a caster can do is just never call shots because whatever
We're
you
not
say
going to go to
is
bind. We're
wrong.
not going to go to bind. We're not going to bind.
Ooh, Cypher has moved all the way up onto A and secured quite a lot of room. Enough so that they end up taking the spike there, and Swunk will be getting the plant. Flaws, however, will be cleaning up all the remaining resistance on B. It's a 3 versus 5 retake.
Pretty gun.
And DSU is poised to retake this. However, they're going to be pushing through one of the more difficult of choke points here on Valorant. We're dropping
Ooh,
in on
Swung.
Swung, and that's what this choke point can do. It's down just to Snow. However,
Breach. He really knows what to do with that util.
However, Flaws is here, and Flaws will get the kill. That'll be 11-9. DSU extending their lead and drawing us ever closer to that map point. And match point, actually, for this case. As this is the second map in this series, if you're just joining us. Ended up DSU taking the first map on Ascent in a much larger landslide of a map than this. I think it was, what, 13-5? 13-3. 13-3, okay.
I thought no 13-5. It's between 13-3 or 13-5. I know it was an
No, it's
easy
only 3
landslide.
numbers.
Yeah.
But not NDSU keeping it very competitive here on Haven, almost to the point where maybe we will possibly see a bind third map. I would love to see it. However,
I just don't think we've seen that in a long time. I mean, they went, what, 2-0 almost every match last season?
last fall they went 2-0 every match throughout the original season, or like main season, and they're doing that once again.
DSU is just a force to be reckoned with. Even with the change up on teammates from last season to this season, it just shows that they get stronger and stronger between seasons.
Billy just barely teleporting out. I will say I'm a little worried that something like last year is going to happen again, where we go undefeated during the regular season. However, once we get to the playoffs, we're just so hyped up and everyone has prepped for us that we're just going to get a little shut down.
I
in
do think the
finals.
playoffs are kind of a different ball game, though. There's definitely a lot more teams that you have to kind of study, where this one, you play these teams play each other all the time. They can watch their live streams. It's a lot more readily available, so they're able to kind of plan for what they have to play against. Whereas
Oh,
playoffs
sad to get the kill.
are kind of a little different.
Oh, the super high aggression from
Zion's gonna walk into his own molly, apply fragile to himself. And he's gonna end up losing his life to Tiger. Tiger and Billy.
Billy just taking out Tiger, though.
Billy will win that round between the two, but I don't know about that play, Zion. Maybe showing a bit of rookiness on the Viper. However, I expect people on his level to kind of understand the character of it a bit better, as getting off of it to maybe get a kill is a good call. However,
It was just for Goose. It was for Laz.
you know what? It's Xeon.
It is.
What can you expect? The dude just does as Xeon pleases. But
Whether it works out in his favor or not is up to the viewers to see.
the viewers decide. But this will be 12-9 in favor of DSU. Map point, but more importantly, match point.
Billy's really securing some kills, though, this match. 26 and 13. I'm really liking this comeback from him.
He got tired of not being on top.
Yeah.
The dude does this a lot. He'll let the other players, so DSU, take top frag for the first map, and he's like, "All right, boys, it's my turn on top." It's like,
All right, Flaws, let the OGs, let the Radiants take over here.
however, DSU will be losing Flaws early in the round out towards Garage. The rest of the team, however, has once again cut all noise. It seems to be NDSU's bread and butter. You get a kill early on and then cut all information. Now they'll be leaning towards A. And once again, there's not a single sound.
Ooh.
However, Billy's going to be able to get the headshot.
Uh-oh. Ooh,
Billy good for
Billy,
2.
3.
And he's not going to be quite good for the rest of the team. Putting a large stop to the push, but NDSU does eventually have the site. However, Zarud, with this ultimate, is going to push them off quite a bit. They just teleport over to C. I'm surprised he doesn't cancel that there to maybe fake out that teleport, but Swunk will get the plant. DSU have the numbers advantage here for just a little bit. The knife is out to try to get a little bit of more space. And that'll be Xeon securing the last kill onto Snow. GG's everyone, as DSU will go undefeated in the regular season yet again.
Every map 6-0 this season and last season. DSU is really showing that they are the apex predators.
I mean, with the likes of both Billy and Flaws, the scoreboard almost speaks for itself. The dude is at 29
to 14.
And 14. That is an insane KD ratio, but
I feel like we could make an entire TikTok account dedicated to Billy and Flaws.
just to Billy and Flaws.
Just their edits.
That would also require that I remember to press the record buttons on the highlights. Doing cameras and doing everything, you end up missing a little bit of it. But
apparently last stream they attempted to do a replay, and it was Rocket League, and they ended up playing a Rainbow Six Siege clip. The clip was so good they switched games.
A little bit. Ended up going from car soccer to an FPS. But that will be it from us tonight. DSU taking it once again 2-0 over NDSU, going flawless 6-0 in the regular season here on CCL. But I have been DSU Doll. I have been joined by DSU Ira. Thank you so much for joining me.
And thank you for having me. I had a wonderful time witnessing what happened today.
And we will catch you all later. I'm not quite sure. I don't think we have a match next week, as I believe we have a week break between regular season and off season. I could be completely wrong. Don't take my word for it. Pay attention to some Trojan social medias, as they will have all the announcements for anything. But once again, thank you all for joining. I am going to shout out NanoCon one last time before we send it away to a quick break. NanoCon, we have a stream next weekend on November 4th, 36 hours straight. It's going to be a lot. And then on the 9th through the 12th, we will have the actual convention open at all hours, 24/7, that entire weekend. Come down to the Dakota Prairie Playhouse and check it out. But
even if you can't show up in person, just watch the stream.
Just watch the stream. But That'll be all. We do have a post-game interview, I believe, since we won. Something about we haven't been doing it all year. However, whenever we win, we're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I don't quite know who yet is going to be coming down, but stick around. We'll be throwing it to a quick break, and we'll be back later interviewing one of our players. So stick around for that. Thanks for watching.
All right. I'm back. There's not going to be a post-game interview as all of the players for DSU ended up playing in their room today, so nobody was actually in the TC and available for it. So that will be all for us tonight. Thank you all so much for joining. Yet again, DSU, Trojans, Valorant, 6-0 in the regular season. We'll be seeing you guys for postseason in a little bit. Stick around and pay attention to the Trojans social media apps and all that jazz. Thank you guys so much for joining, and you guys all have a great night.